all these men are the same. Does he even
All
see
of them.
me? Like,
Will I
literally?
ever find a man?
I'm
love
friend
John
zoned over
Cena.
here, but I'm supposed to be your wife.
Misconception about being
Enjoy
single is
a
that
nice
single
date,
people are
like
lonely.
a
To
date,
discover
like an
areas of
actual
myself
date.
without another person's influence. Being single is honestly fun.
Lord, what's wrong with me?
Yeah,
Why
like
do I
I'm
still
saying,
feel
I'm
lonely?
thriving. My time to shine. I can't believe that I'm finally
Single.
What is up, y'all? Good morning, Singles Unlocked family. It's your girl Ty, and I am so happy to be here with y'all this morning, this afternoon, this evening. I don't really care what time it is. We do not care. You are just here. You're here. You decided to tune in and listen to what the Lord had to say today, and we're just that's all we could ever ask for. So thank you for your constant support, for joining the rooms, for joining the group me, anything. And if you're not connected and a part of the community, we sincerely urge that you be a part of this community. It is full of loving individuals that just want to see you grow in the Lord, that just want to see you just prosper. And I can't say enough about this community. That's not what this episode is about today. But I just wanted to, shout out my community a little bit, because if you need a place like that, if you have been looking for a place like that, you need to join SU. You will not regret it at all. All right, y'all. So last week we talked a little bit about attraction. And today we're going to get into a couple more topics surrounding attraction and the way that God sees it, all right? So last week, because we were in 1 Kings, I wanted to be in 1 Kings 11 again and talk more about Solomon's attraction to foreign women from lands that God had said, you can't talk to these women. I don't want you engaging with them. I don't want you marrying them. I don't want that. We're just going to talk more about that today. So I'm going to go right into that passage. 1 Kings 11, 1 through 2, which says, King Solomon, however, loved many foreign women besides Pharaoh's daughter. Keep in mind, Pharaoh's daughter was his wife. Okay? Let's just pause right there and think about that. King Solomon loved many foreign women besides Pharaoh's daughter. That don't add up or make no type of sense to me. But all right, we're going to keep going. Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, and Hittites. I'm so sorry. They were from nations about which the Lord had told the Israelites, you must not intermarry with them, because they will surely turn your hearts after other gods. Nevertheless, Solomon held fast to them in love. Solomon. King Solomon, that's all I gotta say. King Solomon, my guy. The Lord straight up said, you must not do this. You must not intermarry with them, because not they will maybe turn your hearts, not, they'll probably turn your hearts. No, the Lord said they will surely turn your hearts after their gods. For sure. Because what happens when you love someone? You're going to want to go after what they're doing, especially if you're not as strong in your own constitution. If you're not as strong in what you believe in yourself, you're going to be easily swayed. So the Lord possibly knew that these people were strong in what they believed in, because think about it like this. This just came to the top of my head, but the devil is going to work hard to make sure that when we're not following God, that we are heavily following what's not of God. And we are going to be devoted to that mess. Have you seen people that are like, I don't know, they just believe in different sacrilegious type of things, and they're so devoted to it, like straight up, they will die on that sword. They will go to wherever they gotta go just to defend this. And then you think about, as Christians, as the ones who love God, as believers, it's difficult. At times it gets difficult to follow after God. And he knows that. And he said that constantly throughout the Bible. It gets difficult. This walk is hard. It is difficult. It is so worth it. I mean, there's nothing else like it, but it is difficult. It is hard when we are not fully grounded in what we believe in. The Moabites, the Ammonites, the Edomites, the Sidonians, the Hittites, all of them, they're going to be so strong in what they believe in. And the Lord said, don't marry them because they will surely turn your hearts after other gods. But nevertheless, Solomon held fast to them in love. We need to understand that this is not foreign to us, that this is not something that, Solomon just did back in the day and we have no idea what's going on. No, we know about this. Trust me, I know about this. We all do. Nevertheless, even though the Lord said this, nevertheless, Solomon continued to hold fast to them in love. Okay? So, we're going to talk about this worldly attraction versus a godly attraction, because there are some very distinct differences between the two. What we see here with Solomon is, as you could have guessed it, is definitely a worldly love. It's definitely a worldly kind of attraction, because this man saw beautiful women from foreign lands. He wasn't used to these women, okay? They didn't grow up around the block. They were different. They were intriguing. They were definitely exciting to Solomon. And he is not the only one that had felt this way at all. We have all encountered people that God most likely has told us that we need to be staying away from. But it just seems way too exciting to actually obey, to actually be obedient and stay away from these people. We want to see about them. We want to know more about them. We want to, see, maybe if I just went on a date with them, maybe if I just, dabbled in a little bit of this and a little bit of that. The Lord's like, they will surely turn your heart. They will surely turn your heart. Not a maybe. Bruh, not a maybe. She or he is surely going to turn your heart. Worldly love is when we love based off of our own selfish desires for a partner. I was thinking about, like, as women, what are some things that we like in men? We think, or a lot of women, we like confident men. We want a man that is self-confident. But then you got to ask, where does that confidence come from in that man? Where does that confidence come from? If it's a confidence in himself, then this is not a man that's submitting to God's authority over his life. Or if we want a man that treats us like a princess, I know that I do. Is this man treating us this way for his own selfish gain, for what he's going to receive from it, maybe? Or because he was commanded by God to straight up just love his wife? Which is it? For men, you may want a woman that looks good. You got to ask, is she looking good to get attention from other people? Or is she looking good because she's wanting to embrace all the beauty and the grace that God has given her? So what's the intention behind the action? And also, what's our intention for pursuing these qualities in a partner? We have to think, if it's for selfish reasons, then this is a worldly attraction. But on the flip side, a godly attraction is an attraction to not only the person's physical characteristics, not just that, but it's also their heart. It's the way that they treat people. It's definitely the fruit in their life. It's definitely their relationship with God, their willingness to serve in this relationship, them being humble. It's all of these different things pretty much just pertaining to the Spirit's influence on the believer, the Spirit being in the believer, being one with the believer. Okay, when we are attracted to one's flesh, we do become blinded, and a lot of the times we trick ourselves into believing that this really could work. Like, oh, you know what? This seems like it could work. No, baby. No. No, baby. Okay. When we're attracted to one's godly spirit, and when it goes deeper than our own desires and starts to be measured by God's desires for us to be in a healthy relationship, That's when we enter the realm of holiness over happiness. And that's so important that we make these distinctions, because God does not desire that we are solely happy. That's not what it is. It's not about our happiness at all. It is about bringing Him glory. Okay? At the end of the day, our relationships need to be holier than happier. Okay? I'm going to also say this, going into another topic. We should also be exploring how our own personal preferences are affecting who we even allow ourselves to explore things with. So I wanted to maybe bring up this example. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best example, but I was thinking, like, let's say you're at church or you're in the ministry or whatever, and you're getting, or let's just say there's someone that says, oh, I'd like to get to know you more. I'm not saying that you are by any means obligated at all to get to know this person, to go on dates with this person. You are not obligated by any means to do any of that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that you have to do any of this, okay? But what I'm saying is, if you find yourself not wanting to get to know someone, even on a friendship level, because that's what all of this starts out as, even just getting to know someone in a ministry or in a Bible study group or at church, you don't even want to get to know them because they don't fit your personal preference. I would say that that is, it's understandable. I mean, we all understand it for sure. We definitely do. But at the same time, a lot of us wouldn't even look someone's direction because they don't fit into our preference. And that may not be the best way of doing things. We would, a lot of the times, politely decline getting to know this person, and we would just go about our days waiting until that 6'6" point guard with the beautiful white teeth and the nice wardrobe comes into church, comes strolling in. We're just gonna wait until that day. And it's like, sis, or bro, whatever your preference is. I don't know what your personal preferences are, but if they're anything like the ones that I just stated, I'm not saying that these are mine. Let me stop. But if they're anything like these preferences at all, if that's the reason why you are not becoming friends or getting to know people, it could really be getting in the way of you truly exploring genuine connections with good men or women of God. And some say that some truly believe that God is, I don't want it to be controversial, but I'm going to throw this out there. Some may think that God is going to bring you your spouse on your doorstep and just leave him there or leave her there and just call it a day. Just bring them and say, it's time, get into it, go. I think it's important to understand that God gives us free will. If you were to believe that God leaves your spouse on the front door, I'm not saying that God isn't miraculous and He doesn't bring people together in miraculous ways. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying preparing and positioning yourself, you have to do these things in order to get to this place, right? You have to do these things in order to get to the person that God has for you. So God just doesn't pick up this person and place them there. Like, we're doing work in the meantime. But as our Father, He gives His children free will. He's not going to tell you exactly who you need to get with. He's not going to tell you exactly, this is your person. Like, I'm see, okay. It's in a couple different ways. God, if you are praying and if you are asking the Lord, okay, Lord, is this my person? I know that God is going to answer you if you are being receptive to His voice. I know that 100%. But what I'm saying is the free will aspect of it. God is not going to pick up this person and just place them right outside your door if you have not been doing any type of work to get there. What He's going to do, He's going to give you the tools and the resources to look for yourself, to pray, to seek out godly counsel, and to use the Holy Spirit's given discernment to get to know a person. He's going to give you all the tools that you need. And this also means that in order to find a godly spouse, you have to get to know people in order to form genuine connections, whether that be friendship and whether that blossoms into something else. You never know. And you don't even have to go into it thinking that it's going to blossom into something at all. But just getting to know people outside of your own preferences. And like I said before, this isn't to say that you have to go on dates with people you don't like or force yourself to be attracted when you aren't. But sometimes we don't even want to get to know people, even as friends, if that's all it's ever going to be, because of our preferences. When the whole time, you never know. This could have been someone that you connect with, someone that to where your God-given purposes are aligned. You're not only suitable with this person, which is 100% what we want, but you're also compatible on almost every level as well, right? You never know. You never know, but your preferences could be getting in the way. They really could. Devon Franklin and Megan Good actually said it best for me in their book, The Wait. They said, and I'm going to be paraphrasing or summarizing, I don't know. Like, I tried looking for this specific part in the book. I couldn't find it, but I remember pretty much they were saying God is not going to force you to see your number one choice. He's not going to say, Tyler, look, turn your eyes. He's right there. Just look at him and love him automatically. God is not going to do that. Like we said before, if you believe that you have free will, then God is not, that's not going to be the case. That is not going to be the case. But what he is going to do is that if God has that promise for you, he's going to make a way no matter what. He will have someone for you 100%. He will have someone for you. But it even goes into the topic of if you believe that there is one person out there if you believe that there's one person out there for you. My dad's a pastor, and I have conversations like this with him. He personally does not believe that there's only one person out there for you. I've also read other pastors and biblical scholars and, read books on them and asked what they think. And a lot of them will say there is not necessarily one person out there for you, because then I think even Pastor Mike Todd said it one time, but I'm not going to, throw that out there if he didn't say this. But a lot of them will say God doesn't just make one person that you're going to be suitable with or compatible with. You know what I mean? It's not just one person out there and then he throws you out there and says, okay, good luck, go find them. You know what I mean? It's not that at all. It's not that. At least if that's what you believe in, then that's okay. But if that's not what you believe in, then getting to know people outside of your preferences, even on a friendship level, is important. And attraction is so important, but also attraction and preferences don't mean the same thing. They don't mean the same thing, okay? I believe that when you are connected with someone spiritually, emotionally, and purposefully, God purposefully, in that way, then you will no doubt begin to see them as being like, dang, that person is looking good. That person is looking good. That person is so attractive to you. Even their bad breath gonna be attractive to you. See, I don't really know about all that, but I'm just saying it's just gonna be so attractive to you. Okay, so God wants you to be attracted to who you're with. Don't think that won't come. Don't think that you're not gonna be attracted to someone. God wants you to be. But also don't let your own preferences get in the way. Because sometimes we may think we know what we want in a person, looks wise, everything, all that. But that's not really what's up. That's not really what you're truly attracted to. As a believer, if you love their heart, if you love their soul, if you love their kindness, if you love the fruits that are in their life, if you love their purpose and is suitable with yours, if that's the case, then no doubt you're going to be attracted to them. It's the attraction for me. I hope this was helpful, y'all. I hope that this was just enjoyable to listen to as well. I love y'all so much. Love, love, love you. I'm praying for you every single day. Hope that y'all are doing well, and I will see you next week. Bye.